Welcome back to another new in video, this time for October. If things look a little bit different, there's three possible reasons. The first thing is it is incredibly dark, even though it is midday, but it's just grey and overcast, and I think that's just the winter lighting I will have to adapt to. And right now it's also pouring down with rain, so yay for late fall in Germany. The second thing is I have been experimenting a little with my makeup on the weekends, skipping the liner, doing something a little softer. I don't know, I think it looks off, not like me, but yeah, I wanted to get back into playing a little more with makeup. So this is why my eyes look different than usual. And the third thing is I had my flu shots yesterday, so I'm feeling just a tiny bit under the weather, which is totally to be expected after getting the flu shot and much better than getting the actual flu. And just to be clear, if you haven't clocked in on that already, this is absolutely a pro-vaccination channel. So if this is not your cup of tea, I don't think you will vibe with my content. That out of the way, what did I get for October in terms of skincare? Everything I'm going to show you is bought by myself, no PR this month, and not a lot. The first two things are two repurchases from Geek and Gorgeous. The first one is the Geek and Gorgeous Sea Glow. I picked that up at my local drugstore. This is my all-time favorite vitamin C serum. I've been using it for years. It's perfect, and I recently got the question if it is safe to pick up at the store, because one of the main selling points of this one is that they do small batches and do them fresh and then send them out to you, so it has a good shelf life. And the only thing I can tell you, because the concern was we don't know how long it has been sitting on the shelf in the drugstore, that's true, but I've been buying it at my local drugstore at DM Market in Germany for I don't know how long it's been available. I think a year, something like that. And I never ever had one that had already turned. They're still clear as day, and none of them has turned yellow on me before I managed to finish it. I do use it almost every day if I'm not testing another vitamin C serum. So it takes me alongside 3 to 4 months to finish one, and for that, perfectly fine. So I don't think it's risky. You could pick it up at the drugstore. And the second one, not for me, for my husband, is the Geek and Gorgeous 101A game. This is the 0.1% retinol. They do a 0.2%, which has a higher strength, but it takes a little longer to absorb, leaves a little more yellowish cast in his stubble. He doesn't wear a beard, but he's one of these guys that shaves clean in the morning and then already has a significant stubble at night. And this yellowish shade isn't really a problem, but it just doesn't look that good. So for him, the 0.1% is the one that he prefers. And that's everything in terms of skincare. I've been very good at only replacing things I have run out of, because with me filming less videos because of my new job and being very busy over there, I don't know, I can't accumulate even more things that I neither use nor talk about. That would be wasteful. So the second thing I bought is hair care. One is a repurchase. This is the Garnier Fructis Multi-Use Wonder Oil. I think it's my third or fourth bottle. I love it. I know it's mainly silicones, despite all these pretty vegetables over there, like an avocado and all that. It is mainly silicones and some oils, but I love it. It keeps my hair smooth, shiny, it detangles, and it helps me brush through my hair without it being knotty and without pulling at my hair. I use it after washing my hair if I air dry it, and every time before I brush my hair, like in the mornings or in the evenings. And because I like it so much, I picked up the Garnier Fructis Wonder Oil Duo Effects Care Milk and Serum Leave-In. And obviously I dropped it right before filming. Usually it has like a biphasic texture with the white up there and then the more oily texture down there, and then you shake it up. Right now it's half shaken up, so you shake it up, it looks like that, you spritz it all over. I have already used it, I bought it right at the beginning of the month. I have already used it quite a bit. I like the way it makes my hair look, but if I use it on dry hair, which it says you can, and which is what I purchased it for, because I wanted something to take care of my hair in between washes. If I do that, I feel like it leaves a certain stickiness to my hair. And I have that problem with a ton of leave-in conditioners or leave-in products, hair serums, all that stuff. I feel like it leaves my hair a little sticky, and that makes my hair more knotty as the day goes by. And then in the evening, I need more oil to be able to brush through without really tearing at my hair, because I feel like it sticks together. If I use it on damp hair, that's not a problem, but I don't know, am I the only one, or have you had similar experience? And if you have, do you know what is causing that, so I can look for what to avoid in the products? Because I really, really need something for my lengths for in between washes. Something else than the oil. Or I feel I do need. I don't know if I really need, but I need once, if you know what I mean. And the third one is another one of the Garnier body lotions. This one is the Urea one. I had it last winter. I loved it. It's really, really, really hydrating. It is one that I use right after the shower and in the evenings, because it takes some time to sink in, like not hours, but if you use that and then get dressed immediately, it leaves the skin a little sticky, and I don't really like that. But it's great if you, like me, get like Sahara-like chins once the indoor heating is turned on. Another downside of this one is it's very firm. So now that the bottle is fresh, there's no problem, but if there's around a third left, I have problems like pressing it out. You really have to work it manually to get the last bits out. But very, very hydrating, nice scent, like it a lot. And that's everything in terms of skincare and makeup. I didn't purchase anything else in terms of clothing or stuff. I am purchasing winter clothes for my children, and that is expensive enough, so there's nothing left for me. But I did read a few things, and I managed to watch one complete Netflix series on TV and one film. Yeah, I watched both with my husband. The first thing is Wednesday, the second season. We watched the first season. I love the Addams Family. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Morticia Addams. Not so much in the new series. I mean, I like her, like Catherine Zeta-Jones, but I grew up with Angelica Houston being the Morticia, like the in-between Morticia Addams. Not the original one, but the one with like the very sleek, elegant face. And she's my Morticia, the one that I am most familiar with, the one that is always the real Morticia for me. But I love the new series. It is a little on the edge for how much horror I can take. I know you're gonna laugh at me, but I'm very, 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 very sensitive to that. And I don't know if you've seen it, might be a spoiler, with the brain-eating zombie. That put me on edge for a few nights, not gonna lie. This is the amount of horror that I can barely watch without getting nightmares. I'm really, really a baby when it comes to that. Wasn't able to watch Stranger Things because it was too much for me. But yeah, we watched that one. Really nice, highly recommend. I'm very happy that they'll be back for a third season. Even though, again, I don't like the Gomez in this one. The Gomez in my generation's Addams Family was like devoted, but he was still someone that he was a loner, but not a joke. And I feel like the Gomez in this one is more, he has more slapstick elements than I would like him to have. I don't know. Please comment below what your opinion is on that. And the second thing we watched was the first movie of John Wick. And I know, way back when, that is basically a classic movie. Not really, but we watched the fourth one when it came to the cinemas, and not that much into action movies, but I liked it. So my husband said, you need to understand the whole story. Again, borderline what I can stomach in terms of blood, violence. Sometimes I feel like the older I get, the more I'm able to just watch, I don't know, rom-coms, because this is too scary and this is too bloody and this is too real, and yeah, I don't know. But we watched the first one and now I get a feeling for the whole John Wick universe. I have watched the last one and we will watch number 2 and number 3 eventually. He says number 2 is the best one. I will report back if I agree on that, and you can tell me which one was your favorite if you have watched the John Wick series. And then I finished 2 books last month, very proud of me. The first one is by Nora Ephron, the I Feel Bad About My Neck, and it's more of a collection of essays she is writing about her life, looking back at her life. One of them is called I Feel Bad About My Neck, and that is, I felt very, very seen, because you ignore your neck and then suddenly you look in the mirror and think, oh, my face looks okay-ish, but everything down here looks like it belongs to a mummy or something like that. I liked it a lot, could relate very much. I have read in some reviews that this is absolutely not relatable because it tells the story only through the lens of a wealthy and privileged white woman. And that is absolutely true, and I wouldn't expect less, because it is basically a biography and she is a privileged white woman. So if she would try to tell her story through the lens of an oppressed minority, that would be much more concerning. I mean, if I was to write my memoirs, that wouldn't really cover much minority viewpoints either, because that's not my lived experience. I am a privileged white woman. The only way I could be more privileged is if I was a privileged white man. So I don't know why this was the criticism. Anyway, enough rambling. I enjoyed this book a lot. And the second one is one of the feel-good books. I actually read Fourth Wing, the first of these Dragon Rider, Stormborn, bad boy with girl fighting the world novels. I could tell you that I read these books because my daughter is at the age that she will start reading something like that soon, and that I need to know what it's about before I can hand it to her to read it. But that would be an absolute and total lie. I watch them because I enjoy reading them and they help me take my mind off everything around me. And it was a nice kind of spicy and a nice kind of mystery and a nice kind of character evolving, and a much more relatable female lead than some of the other books I have read in the past. So I did enjoy it. I am currently reading the second one of, I think 3 are out already. The second one, that drags a little more, maybe because I lost interest when they finally hooked up and the first time of spice was over, but maybe it will get better. Have you read them? If so, please tell me if it's worth staying in. If you look on BookTok and wherever these kind of novels are reviewed, you will learn that it only gets better and everyone has high expectations for the fourth one. You might have noticed that my upload schedule is lacking, for the lack of a better word. I only managed, I think, 2 videos last month, and I was aiming for 1 a week, which means I missed my mark by a lot. And I can't promise that this will be better, but I'm trying, not going anywhere, and there will be new videos of me eventually. Until then, tell me what's been new on your side of the screen, and I'll see you soon.